and welcome to E by Gore, the horror movie review podcast. I'm Damien, man behind the mask, and this is a special look at Chucky episode 2. This is not part of the main podcast or the main show. This is just a reaction that I'm doing because I'm currently watching the Chucky series and want to find out what you guys are thinking about it. Be sure to find us on social media, facebook.com/ebygore, Twitter @ebygore. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Let us know what you think in the comments at the end. So, Chucky episode 2. If you remember back to last week, I absolutely loved the first episode. I thought there was so much to enjoy, so much to get into. And I was actually really excited for this second episode. So I'm not going to go blow by blow through the entire episode. I want these videos to be kind of like short and sweet, just to give you my opinions on it, and to get you guys involved as well and find out what you think of the show. We might do a full show on it when we get around to doing the Child's Play franchise with Tris on the main show at some point. We might include this down the line, so I don't want to go too much through it. But this episode deals directly with the fallout from Jake's dad dying in the previous episode. Obviously, we saw Chucky electrocute his dad. It was ruled by the police as death by misadventure, kind of like it was his own fault. So Jake takes a little bit of time off of school and kind of retreats to his room a little bit. But he does eventually go back, and he's kind of got a lot of people standing off of him and kind of staring and sort of whispering behind his back. He's got all that kind of thing to it. Although Oliver, who is the kid he was one of the kids who was mean to him in the first episode, and also one of the kids who he revealed Lexa was kind of flirting or dating behind Junior's back in the stand-up show. He seems to have done a bit of a face turn, and he's now friends with Jake. He's a bit more friendly towards him, and he invites him to a party. Back at the house, Chucky's kind of got free reign, and it's interesting how the animatronics is with Chucky is absolutely perfect. It's so cool to see. Again, it's a bit of a throwback to the original, where we see it through his eyes and we hear the footsteps, and he appears here and there. But it's so good, and we get one of the best kills, not just in the series, but in the entire franchise. Such a cool kill. There's a housekeeper, and she's trying to empty the dishwasher. So she pulls the dishwasher door down, and there's these row of kitchen knives. I don't know why there's so many knives, or why they're all facing upwards, or why they're all in the dishwasher at the same time, but it doesn't matter. Chucky runs up and pushes the housekeeper. She just falls forward and just drops down onto the knives and just impales herself. It's really gory. It happens really early in the episode, and it's such a good kill. It's so cool. It's in the show. What else happens in the show? So we see a bit more of a relationship developing between Devon and Jake. They seem to be getting closer. I'm not sure whether that's romantic or otherwise. I know that we know that Jake, has got a bit of a crush on Devon. We see them developing a little bit more at the party as well. They end up getting pushed into a closet for like 7 minutes of heaven, or 7 minutes of hell as they call it there. Nothing physical happens, but there's definitely something growing there. I will admit, with it being kids, I'm not as into the romance angles in this show. They're a bit young, but it seems like they're not trying to force the romance so far down as much as it is more like a closeness that's developing. So I think it's tastefully done to say that. We also see a little bit more of Lexa's home life, delving into why she's so bitchy and why she's so good at it. She's kind of the archetypal mean girl. She's got a really rich family, but the little sister, who seems to have got a bit of an obsession with Chucky since the talent show, seems to be like a girl genius with like an eidetic memory. And I think Lexa feels a little bit upstaged and ignored, so she's acting out. Um, the parents tell her that she's not allowed to go to the party, which she's really devastated about. She's going to take the sister trick or treating. So of course she doesn't take her trick or treat. She takes her to the party. Um, and the party is really great because Chucky has trick or treated in his way that across town to find this party. There's a really funny scene where he knocks on this woman's house and gets information about the party and then hands her an apple as a treat. And then later on, you find out it's got razor blades in it, and you see the woman reporting to the police with blood in her mouth. It's fucking hilarious. It's really cool. But Chucky gets to the party. Um, there he's kind of fully brought to life. There's not really any mystery about is he or isn't he, which is good because obviously we're so many movies deep now. We don't really need that. He strikes up a friendship with the little sister. And they're playing video games together, and Chucky's like, "Your fucking mom's full of shit," and she's like, "Oh, it's not cool to swear," and he's like, "Your mom's getting her fucking way up my list to kill," or something like that. It's really, really well done. Brad Dourif's fucking hilarious in it. Um, and then there's a scene where Lexa is like laying on the bed with Junior, and she's like taking the piss out of him, saying, "Oh, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything." And Chucky's like stabbing through the top of the bed with his kitchen knife and keeps missing her all the time. And it really works. It's so funny. Um, what else happens? So yeah, also yeah, one of the meanest things I've ever seen on a TV show. Um, so it turns out that Lexa's costume is revealed a little bit later, and she's come to the party dressed as Jake's dad during his electrocution, and it's fucking brutal. Like it's absolute so mean spirited. Jake plays it really well. The actor who plays Jake, it's you can tell he's devastated. He kind of runs out because he'd gone to the party. He didn't want to go to the party. He only went because he saw that Chucky had disappeared, and he assumed he was going there to kill Lexa, which obviously he was. So he was going there to try and make sure she survived, and then to obviously be confronted like this, he feels betrayed, he feels devastated. And, the show kind of ends with him having this conversation, and you get this brilliant monologue from Chucky saying, like, it's either kill or be killed, and welcome to the Super Bowl of slaughter. It's peak Brad Dourif, and it's really well done. It's a great monologue, and the kind of show comes to a close with Chucky handing the knife to Jake. Presumably, he's convinced him that killing is the right thing to do. I'm guessing we'll see how that develops over the series. But that's how the show ends. I'm not sure if it's shorter than the first episode, but it's maintained that momentum from the first show. It's sort of ended at a 10, episode 1, and it stayed as a 10 the entire way through this episode. There's so much going on. There's so much to get interested about. There's more backstory to the characters, such as Lexa and the little sister. There's more development of relationships between Jake and Devon. We learn more about Lexa and Junior's relationship. There's so much going on while still building Chucky as this really sinister, manipulative character that not only wants to kill, but also control, which is what we saw originally with going on with Andy in the original Child's Play movies. Yes, that was for different reasons, or so we think. We don't know what was going to happen in this series, but it's just working. It's working so well. The support cast are quirky. They're interesting. Brad Dourif is killing it. 2 episodes in, it's just so fucking good. It feels modern. I'm invested in the characters. As I've said before, I was unsure how this would transition into an episodic format, but the transition has been seamless. It's probably one of the highlights of the year from horror, in visual media. Um, Go and watch it. Let me know what you think. Um, Let us know in the comments. Get us on facebook.com/ebygore, Twitter @ebygore. Let us know what you think. check out our other videos, check out our movie reviews with me and Tris, and we'll be back to see you soon. Let us know what you think. Cheers, guys.